The Supreme Court ruled in favor of a major infrastructure project in Utah, backing the expansion of an oil railroad and scaling back a key environmental law. This decision could pave the way for faster development of railroads, highways, and pipelines across the country. The case centered around the Uinta Basin Railway, an 88-mile expansion aimed at quadrupling oil production in Utah's remote sandstone and sagebrush region. The ruling, which was supported by an 8-0 decision from the justices, overturned a lower court decision that required a more comprehensive environmental review. Environmental groups expressed concern over the impact of the ruling on the National Environmental Policy Act, which mandates environmental assessments for government-funded projects. However, proponents of the Utah project, including President Donald Trump's administration, welcomed the decision as a step towards boosting U.S. oil and gas production. Justice Brett Kavanaugh called the ruling a course correction and emphasized that NEPA was not intended to impede infrastructure projects. The decision was seen as a victory for the project backers, who now have the necessary approval from federal regulators to proceed. Opponents of the project, including environmental groups and a Colorado county, argued that regulators should consider a broader range of potential impacts, such as increased wildfire risk and the effects of increased oil production. However, the Supreme Court sided with the regulators, focusing on the direct effects of the project rather than upstream and downstream impacts. The decision reflects a broader trend of the conservative majority on the court limiting the power of federal regulators. Critics of the ruling argue that it undermines environmental protections and could lead to increased pollution and climate change impacts. Despite the ruling, construction of the railway expansion is not imminent, as project leaders still need to secure additional approvals and funding. However, the decision has been hailed as a turning point for infrastructure development in rural Utah, with supporters touting its economic benefits and potential for boosting energy independence. As the legal battle continues, opponents of the project vow to keep fighting to protect the environment and public health. The ruling highlights the ongoing tension between development interests and environmental concerns, setting the stage for future clashes over infrastructure projects and environmental protection laws.